Now, with you and I, for instance, this is something that I wanted to get going for a long time. And it really came together from the Chrisean interview.
You did some clout chasing shit.
I didn't do no clout chasing shit. You know why I didn't do no clout chasing shit? Because I avoided what we spoke about.
You gonna keep it real?
What happened?
I avoided the conversation.
I'm talking to him in his DM first time ever. I like him in his DMs, right? So I asked a few questions. Why he didn't this, that, right?
About the interview.
Bitch, me and him talking. I go to sleep, wake up. He's on the internet. Yeah. I'm coming to you live from Florida. I got a DM for a certain individual. I ain't gonna say no name. I say, look at
no, I didn't. Come on now. Listen, I'm gonna tell you the real story. Hold on, let me get the camera for a second. Let me tell you the real story. Everybody was making it a thing that he's done nothing but attack that girl. So
me?
Yeah. So I said, on the live, I said, look, I'll be honest with you. I had a conversation with him. That ain't what he said. He said, great interview. And he asked me a couple questions, which I didn't say. And I was like, and he ain't go on there because she has her fans. She has a hardcore fan base that we've seen. They fuck with us. They fuck with her super heavy. And I was like, he didn't do that. That's not what he did. And that's why I said, like, I know they had a little clip up there, but the whole video was like, he ain't. You didn't
fans too. They was wearing your ass.
They clipped yeah. Oh
them
my
Jaden
God.
Fans was
but
wearing.
For me,
shout out Jaden.
You gotta understand, I'm a troll too. So for me, that was beautiful.
Yo,
for me, it's beautiful.
How many times they killed your monetization?
Nah, they didn't. They didn't. Early on. I tell you what. Early on, when we titled Chrisean
you know how this
Rock,
shit worked too.
Yeah, when we titled Chrisean Rock, it immediately went limited. It killed the monetization on the video.
Did it?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So I had to keep like trying to re-upload it and tweaking the name and shit like that. But they immediately it was like limit. But after the review, it went through, and you know how that shit goes.
Yeah. I may dislike something you say, disagree, but I don't, man, that's too much energy to be disliking somebody like that, bro. It's way too much energy. People really think, and I hate to like kill them off, they put a lot of time in their thumbnails and creating and editing the little fake content. I don't never hear it. I don't surf the internet. Unless somebody sends it to me or I happen to be on my Instagram and it pops up, I don't see it. I don't be knowing half the shit that's going on. I don't know.
It's a good place.
Yeah, because it's not like you DM me sitting there trashing somebody.
No.
And that's the general consensus from all of the fans that she has.
And honestly, I'm going to be real with you, right? I'm going to tell you what f***ed me up. I thought by the look of your setup that you were bigger than what your numbers are. Which lets me know you're going to get there.
We get that a lot.
Appreciate that too.
We get that a lot.
That's what made me respond. Because when I saw it, my mind said this is a credible situation. Because I didn't really know too much about you, right?
Yeah.
So I knew the name, I knew the name, right? I knew it. And it was like, I'm like, okay, this is people from Florida. This is a big platform. Yeah. So when I started I said, oh, bro still building. So you going to get there because of your shit. You going to get there.
I appreciate
it. Because the perception is already there.
That was what I wanted to add. One of the things I wanted to ask you. What was your initial perception of our channel?
That it was
because I don't know how you came across this, if it was a Charleston video.
No, I don't know. It was just like on some Instagram, your clips or shit, right? I ain't gonna lie. When I seen it, it took me to Drink Champs.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to drink. We used to drink heavy too.
Yeah. No, your layout, like it. You know what I'm saying?
The
persona of it. I said, oh, they got this. You know, I'm using somebody got some shit going on like that. It's a big situation, right? So when I looked, I said, oh, bro, still growing. That let me know that it's gonna happen.
Let's go.
Now, as a parent, do you have a daughter?
Yeah.
As a parent, right? When you think about somebody like Chrisean, and she was speaking on the shit that she went through as a child and the upbringing, and a lot of bad shit happened, which a lot of people tell me about all these things that Karlissa is saying, and I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, I don't with her because I feel like Blueface went through a lot of shit coming up that caused him to have a lot of issues that he faces in his life as well. I think
what issues does Blueface face? You think? I
think Blueface has an upbringing that caused him to just have a little bit of anger in him, a little bit mistrust issues. I don't think that. Right, like let's say your kids were already popping. They already made a name for themselves. I know that you probably wouldn't want to get in front of the cam to try to take their shadow, take their light. You know
that came later. That came later.
Yeah.
And it was at one point in time, she didn't understand that. Blueface would say, my mother should be the mother of a celebrity, not a celebrity mother.
Yeah.
But Karlissa wanted it the way she wanted it, and she's got to where she is. I will say that, and I got to give her props as a single mother, right? Is that she did her job as a single mother. Blueface got to college. He left college on his own. Mm-hmm. He left and he had other ambitions. Nephew was a very strong-minded individual. Here's the thing about when you say you feel a certain way about the way somebody's upbringing. A lot of us had the same upbringing. It's on you to make certain decisions. Mm. You get what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to decisions that involve doing things that you know is gonna bring something to another individual. See, at this point, it ain't got nothing to do with the upbringing. That got something to do with your decisions.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? When I was young, coming up, it was a lot of decisions that I made. I'm like, nah, don't do that, bro. That he ain't deserving of that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I can't say, well, I'll let that happen, or I made that decision because of my upbringing.
Of that.
You get what I'm saying?
They say you can use that till you're 18, and then it's on you.
That's what I'm saying.
It's your responsibility to break the cycle, change the curves.
At what point in time do you say you're responsible for your decisions? You know right from wrong. I don't believe. She's very calculated. She's intelligent in her own way. Intelligent is gauged in different forms. Can she go take algebra 3 test and pass it? Probably not. But if you threw her in somewhere and told her to survive, can she figure it out? Definitely. You get what I'm saying? So, Karlissa, and she's getting better at it, and I tell her that you can't blame her for your son's decisions. Ultimately, regardless of what it is, whether you agree with it or not, that's his decision. You know what I'm saying? As a parent, you're going to disagree with a lot that your children do. But you can't turn around and say, well, that person, because it is. Now, there are other things that have went on that the world probably is not privy to, that she knows when it comes down to things possibly that could have went on with her son because of people's decisions. And for that, she's going to always dislike that person. You get what I'm saying?
Of course.
We in a situation where they had a physical altercation, right? For that, and I asked Blue, a lot of people say Blueface was wrong for that. And when I asked Nephew, he said, yo, bro, she kept taking jabs at her. They both grown women. At some point, I had to let my woman be a woman. If that's what you want. Yeah. And let them, he said, I don't know. I didn't know how it was going to turn out. You get what I'm saying? So, I'm taking it that it only went so far before he stopped it. But that goes back to everybody knowing their place. Because I'm going to be real. My girl's daddy can't talk to me crazy. I'm going to sock your ass out. I'm going to like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying?
Stop that.
Yeah, like, bro,
Let's not go
you
there.
ain't finna keep. You know what I'm saying? At some point, I'm going to get mad as a man, right? So it's a lot going on over there. And I just really feel like whatever your relationship with your son, let that be that. Whatever nephew relationship is with her, let that be that. It's been a struggle for me. But I got to accept the fact we do this business. That ain't my business. And he respects the fact not to bring that into me and his business.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
and that's
she was over there in that home. I got power of attorney to everything of Blueface's. The home and everything. But that was his decision. I didn't abuse that and say, because I got this paperwork, I'm going to go put you out. That's who he want there. He had his pops overseeing things. Cool. Whether I liked it or not. And why would I care? Because I've never spent a night in his home in my life. So at this point, why would I care who he wants in his home? So at that point, I'm kind of overstepping my boundaries. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So everybody got to know how to stay in their lane. Blueface going to love his mother one way. He going to love his significant other another way. And he going to respect and love his homies and comrades and business partners another way. I'm not trying to gain the love of his mother or the love of his significant other. That ain't my place to do that. Right? Yeah. My thing is to continue to build our relationship as we are as men.
Now, I know that you have opinions about Chrisean about certain things, but other than that, do you think like, because the way I look at it, I'm somebody that came up from the hood, similar upbringing, tough upbringing, and you know I got sisters, 3 of them. I got a daughter, and the way I look at it is, you know, when toxic situations happen, it's usually like both of the parties that like sticking together, and they kind of figure out their bond through that.
Yeah.
Do you have like do you don't see any positives in it, or it's just like a bad situation?
Well, you know, with me is because it's the things I know and the things I've seen, and out of respect to nephew, I turn a blind eye to things, and I just make sure he's safe and he's all right. That I can't never let my guard down when it comes to that, because of what I know, what I've heard, what I've seen, what I've read, plots. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta respect nephew's hand, so I'm gonna stay farther enough away where I'm not in his way, but close enough to catch him and protect him if something come his way.
Yeah.
So as far as me ever having a comfort zone with that, it'll never happen. You know what I'm saying? It just can't happen because of what I've experienced. You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with shit that been a possible threat to motherfuckers' livelihoods and lives and freedom and shit, you know, you can't ignore that. The minute you ignore that, it happens again. And motherfuckers keep pitching that ball, nigga, you gonna eventually hit it.